Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure to be here this evening. I'd like to thank General Manager Jim Rediger and President Larry Wark for the invitation to come and speak to you this evening at your annual general meeting. The topic I'm going to touch on is why payments are important to credit unions. So as Jim mentioned, I work at Credit Union Central of Manitoba, which is a central trade association and services company that is owned by and operated for all the credit unions in the province. And so before I begin to talk about payments, I'd like to take a few moments to set the stage and tell you about the Manitoba system performance in the last year or so. This slide shows credit union membership across Canada. And it's a great stat, but nearly 1 in every 2 Manitobans belongs to a credit union like yours, which is the highest percentage of the population in any province outside of Quebec. And this number has grown significantly, up from 29.8% in 1985 to 49.3% in 2015. So clearly we have a made in Manitoba success story here. Manitoba credit unions aren't just popular with consumers. Surveys show that 49% of small to medium-sized Manitoba businesses consider a credit union to be their primary financial institution. And while credit union mergers have reduced the total number of credit unions in the province over the past decade, the overall size of the system has grown substantially. These circles give a depiction of how the Manitoba system has grown since 2005. Total system assets now stand at $25.9 billion, up from just over $10 billion 10 years ago. The Manitoba credit union system now comprises 34 credit unions and 187 branches across the province. Credit unions provide service in 112 distinct communities, including 62 communities where a credit union is the only financial institution in town. And I know that Westoba Credit Union has a few of those. What's driving the growth, we believe, is satisfied members like yourselves. Based on survey data that we've done, 92% of Manitoba credit union members describe themselves as being either very satisfied or satisfied with their credit union. And that's a very good response rate. So without a doubt, I think this is a tremendous success story. The question is, can Manitoba credit unions afford to rest on their laurels? And I think the answer is clear, absolutely not. We heard from your CEO and board chair earlier. Technology demands on the financial institution sector are substantial. And I know your credit union made some big technology investments in 2015. In reading your annual report, I note that your board president said, credit unions are only as strong as our ability to meet members' ever-changing needs. And I couldn't agree more with him, which is why I want to talk to you today about the changing world of payments. So why are payments important, other than to a payments geek like me? You know, providing members with the ability to move their money around is a fundamental part of a credit union's role as a financial services provider. And credit unions rely heavily on member deposits to fund loan demands. In 2014, Deloitte completed a study that estimated that the payments business drives as much as 47% of total pre-tax income for the credit union system. Clearly, having the right payments products for consumers and for businesses is critical to the success of credit unions in the future. But the industry is really transforming. There's a unique set of payments-related trends that are converging and are expected to create significant disruptions and opportunities within the Canadian payments landscape. This will come as no surprise to you. More and more we're seeing the move from paper to electronic payments, both to decrease payment time and the associated processing costs. Consumers, businesses, and governments are reducing check usage, and the volume of cash purchases has also been on the decline. But these things are not going to go away. Cash and checks are going to be here for a long time to come. And financial institutions like credit unions still need to support those channels, while also investing in the new channels that consumers and businesses want to use. Consumers are becoming more and more tech savvy. More than 68% of Canadians now own a smartphone, and that number will continue to grow. Consumers and businesses expect their financial institutions will have new payment solutions that will provide value with safety and security anytime and anywhere. And the competition in the payments industry is expected to get fierce. No longer is this just going to be the domain of the traditional financial institutions. Non-traditional entrants like PayPal and Apple and Facebook, just for example, are looking to leverage their huge customer base and deep financial pockets to become key players in the payments industry. And they're doing so with different business models, like selling the payment data they collect to help merchants for targeted sales or loyalty programs, or building revenues through advertising dollars. These companies currently have the benefit of operating outside the regulatory environment that credit unions and banks operate under, giving them greater freedom to innovate and the ability to move quickly to seize opportunities. These financial technology firms, or fintechs, are investing huge dollars experimenting with innovation that someday could disrupt the industry, just like Apple did in the music distribution business. The fear for credit unions is that if we can't compete, we will lose for the payments business of our members, we will lose the direct relationship with them, and thereby lose touch with the communities that we are trying to serve. The Canadian charter banks certainly recognize these threats as well, and they are investing heavily in payments and technology. It was estimated that the banks combined spent more than $9 billion in 2014 on technology, and a larger amount in 2015. For smaller financial institutions like credit unions, keeping up can be a real challenge. It's very unclear which technologies and solutions will win out in the long run. So in many cases, the banks are hedging their bets by experimenting with multiple products, some of which they've developed themselves and others which they've acquired by partnering with these fintechs. And I found this quote the other day. This is from Dave McKay, the CEO of Royal Bank, and he said, "Trust and security are our key assets. They buy us time, but we're going to have to innovate into this space." And the space he was talking about was the payments world. So what are credit unions doing all about this? Well, 3 years ago, credit unions began to take action in response to the evolving payments industry, recognizing that as a cooperative system, we are far stronger working together. CEOs from some of the largest credit unions across Canada and the credit union centrals came together and recognized the need to have a single, unified strategy to better position credit unions for sustainability, growth, and innovation in the evolving payments world. And this just depicts the credit unions across the country and the centrals that have been involved in building this strategy. And so it was a real call to action. The CEOs recognized the need to have a single unified strategy in order to, first off, remain relevant with members, especially younger members and small to medium-sized businesses that are so important to the credit union business. Create a structure that is more agile. Fully utilize the collective scale of the national system. We need to group together to be bigger so that we can compete. Reduce the cost of operating payments, and provide greater capability for future development and innovation. So I've had the privilege of being part of this group, a resource to them, and I am incredibly excited because I'm really pleased to report that a lot of progress has been made. Work is underway to see further consolidation of back office payments in the system, areas that members don't see, like debit card transaction processing, but areas where we can gain efficiencies and reduce costs. Work is nearing completion on a national strategy that will see credit unions get better pricing for purchasing of ATMs and maintaining their ATMs. New products are being developed to meet member needs into the future, and that all credit unions will have an opportunity to adopt. This spring, we have 4 credit unions from different provinces that are piloting a solution in partnership with Interac that will allow members to use their mobile phone and make a debit card purchase at the retail level. And these will be the first institutions in Canada to do that with Interac, and it's credit union first. Development is also underway for enhanced solutions to help small and medium-sized businesses, and partnerships with fintechs are being contemplated. Several other initiatives are underway, and I think we expect some big news to come, all geared towards increasing efficiency or providing innovative services that will help all credit unions remain relevant to their members into the future. I'd like to read you another quote. This is from another bank CEO, Bill Down, CEO of Bank of Montreal. He said, "The future will be won by companies that challenge their own business models to be dramatically more efficient while delivering ever-increasing value to the customer." And when I read that, I really thought it sounds a lot like the nimble credit union thinking at Westoba Credit Union. It's also what the national payment strategy is all about. The payments world is going to see a lot of change, driven by technology enhancements and consumer demand. New entrants will try new ways to try to get into this business, and some will be successful and some will fail. But I firmly believe through hard work and collaboration between credit unions across Canada, your credit union and others in Manitoba will face these challenges head on. And we'll have the means to continue to provide the payment services that are needed to earn the business and earn the trust and respect of members like you. You know, in closing, on behalf of Credit Union Central of Manitoba, my congratulations to the board, management, staff, and you, the members, on another successful year, and best wishes for continued success in the years to come. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you.